Welcome back to our channel. We have a very exciting episode for you today. We are interviewing a very cool couple that lived over 30 years working in the city and has since moved to the mountains to create this beautiful farm.
I'm very excited for this episode because that couple is my family, my parents, that they have created this beautiful paradise in the mountain. I'm very proud of them and I hope you enjoyed this video. ¡Se enamora!
Leave us a comment with your best guess of what kind of fruit is growing behind me. Stick around to the end of the episode and we'll give you the answer. We're Josiah and Lauda, and we exchanged traditional comforts for a life filled with adventure, peace, and freedom when we moved into our van Paz in June of 2021.
Join us as we explore alternative ways of living outside the system. We have had a beautiful conversation with my parents, and they were telling us their story about how moving from the city to the countryside have changed their lives.
Yeah, they gave us a little bit of background about how they both were born in small towns in the country, and through different ways they both ended up living in the city most of their lives.
No había pensado en ningún momento que cuando llegara el momento de pensionarnos ir a vivir al campo. Bueno, vinimos aquí a conocer este sitio que es de la familia de mi esposa y resultamos enamorándonos de este sitio y resultamos sembrando cosas que nunca hemos sembrado porque nunca hemos vivido de la agricultura.
Yo todavía tenía que trabajar, pero estaba a punto de pensionarme y veníamos los fines de semana, sobre todo queríamos venir a caminar, a hacer ejercicio porque en la ciudad realmente no hacíamos ejercicio, éramos muy sedentarios.
When the pandemic hit, they realized that they were trapped in the city, and we have a big dog and they want the dog to walk in nature. So they started coming here. This is my family's property, but it was abandoned. It was just jungle, like
it's all
monte.
like overgrown forest, and they cleared it all out. And it's interesting because when we were asking your parents if they ever considered living in El Campo, living out in nature, they said no, we never considered it. It wasn't until the pandemic that they realized how much they were missing being outside, being in nature. Those distractions had disappeared, and we talked about that in other episodes. But it's really exactly what happened to your parents.
¿Qué dirías que fue lo que te enamoró de este lugar?
Yo creo que la tranquilidad, la paz y ver la tierra cómo te responde cuando tú la tratas bien y la quieres y la siembras y la proteges tanto, ¿no?
Yo sentía como liberación del caos de la ciudad. Todos los días era un caos de tráfico y el ambiente que ya la pandemia, que no se podía salir, que con tapabocas, uno venía al campo y en el campo se sentía libre, no necesitaba tener todas las restricciones de la pandemia.
Now they are cultivating their own food, and that's something that is very gratifying for them, and they are doing this without knowing anything because they are learning from YouTube videos, from videos in general.
And they're in their early 60s, right? So this is something like they're learning something completely new at a later stage in their life. And I think so many people would be intimidated to take on a project like this later on in life, but they're excited by it, right? Like they finished working and this doesn't feel like work to them. This feels like whether or not the crops grow or they don't grow, they're enjoying the process. And I just think it's such a beautiful example to see them enjoying nature.
I think that the most important thing is realizing that it's never late to find real peace and to find real happiness, and that's something that they have found here in the countryside. Y quiero hablar un poco más de los cultivos. Jack, por favor. Quiero hablar un poco más de los cultivos porque tú dices que antes venías pero nunca con una intención de cultivar, jamás de sembrar nada. ¿Cómo fue el aprendizaje para cultivar?
Llegamos acá y empezamos sembrando aguacates y empezamos sembrando, creo que tomate de árbol y algo de breva y duraznos. esas 4 cosas prácticamente nunca funcionaron. Y la verdad nosotros tampoco le poníamos como mucho empeño, además no estábamos aquí fijos todavía, nosotros veníamos, digamos que veníamos al mes una vez, un fin de semana y los árboles quedaban ahí, nadie los cuidaba ni nada.
Yo sentí la necesidad, si vamos a estar viniendo cada 8 días, cada 15 días, ¿por qué no construir un lugar donde podamos llegar y quedarnos? Empezamos a traer plantas, a ver qué plantas se cultivaba aquí, que podía dar y...
Todo fue como ensayos, ¿no? Entonces con mi hija mirábamos por internet, digamos, cómo sacar semilla de la granadilla, cómo hacer semilla de tomate de árbol, cómo hacer semilla de lulo. Cogíamos bolsas, sembrábamos. La granadilla fue algo espectacular porque sembramos, fueron como 3 o 4 granadillas que adquirimos en un supermercado. De ahí hicimos el semillero y salieron más de 400 matas.
In order to protect the granadilla, we have to take out this little part here that grows on the top of it, because if we don't, there are these insects that will come and defecate inside, which poisons the granadilla and it'll fall off. Also, we put this poison, they're like these little traps, and so the bugs that otherwise would come and eat the fruit, they're attracted to the traps, they go in there, and they no longer exist.
When we started, because I started this project with them, I could see that it wasn't easy. From the beginning, it was really hard. My mom was still working by that time, and she was working from Monday to Friday, and on Saturday, she prefers to wake up early and come here, and it was nothing. That we started from zero, and they were enjoying that process. And it's something beautiful that I couldn't understand by that time, but now I can see that they found something beautiful outside the city.
And if we would have done an interview with them a couple years ago when they were still living in the city, I'm sure they would have said like, oh, we feel fortunate, we have a beautiful life, we don't have to worry about food on the table, we have a roof over our head.
Comforts.
Yeah, they wouldn't have complained. But now that they're living in the countryside, now that they're in nature, and they talk about how much peace they have and joy and how proud they are of the work they're doing, both of them said they couldn't imagine going back to the city. They said that if they were in the city now, retired, they would just be sitting in bed watching TV. ¿Tienes algún consejo para alguien que está viviendo en la ciudad y está a punto de jubilarse y nunca ha considerado vivir en el campo?
Es fácil enamorarse del campo. Después que tú siembras, después que se te dan las cosas, yo creo que es fácil enamorarse del campo. Si alguien quisiera venir a vivir al campo, a mí me parecería genial que lo intentaran aunque sea. Con una entrada que tenga uno, podría vivir con poco dinero en el campo. La verdad vivimos muy bien.
We're talking to a couple that has lived in the city and now is living in the countryside surrounded by nature, so they can compare the two options. And every single time they're saying we would choose to be in the countryside. If anything, they would have come here sooner. But in a serendipitous way, they found this beautiful path into the mountains and they can't imagine leaving. ¿Cómo sería tu vida ahora si estaba viviendo en la ciudad?
Como tú me preguntas, yo volver a vivir en la ciudad, yo la verdad no quiero volver a vivir en la ciudad. No, ya llego allá y una semana ya me duele la espalda, me duele las piernas, ya me siento mal. Entonces, volviendo a la ciudad no me veo.
Nos sentimos como asfixiados allá en la ciudad. Por eso casi no salimos de acá.
Something that really touched my heart when my father was talking, when he said that he's really proud of himself because they have created this paradise with their own hands. Mm-hmm. And eating a potato, eating a fruit, eating something that they have cultivated with so much love and so much patience, that is nothing compared to that.
Yo lo que sí pienso es que con lo que estamos haciendo aquí con mi esposa, la actividad que tenemos física, porque nos gusta esa actividad física, la disfrutamos muchísimo, vamos a ver muchísimo más tiempo del que pudimos haber vivido en la ciudad.
¿Has sentido un cambio en tu salud desde que estabas en la ciudad a mudarte
Sí,
al campo?
indudablemente que sí, sí. Aquí uno hace ejercicio porque tiene que hacerlo, porque aquí es muy bonito salir usted con un asadón, con un machete, hacer cosas.
Ujú,
Entonces está uno en actividad y la verdad que se siente uno más vivo,
ujú.
se siente uno más que está como aprovechando más el tiempo que le queda de vida.
I'm very grateful to the universe to put them in this journey because I feel like I haven't seen them happier.
And healthier. I mean, your dad, he was never fat, but like he used to have a gut, and now he's stronger than I am. Like has like a 6-pack. It's crazy, and he's not lifting weights. He's just living in nature, and they've created this beautiful house. They've have all of these gardens, these crops,
Yeah.
and they're happy.
Both of my parents were complaining about back pains, about certain pains that now they are never complaining about. ¿Qué es lo más satisfactorio de este estilo de vida que llevas?
Yo creo que lo más satisfactorio que hemos tenido con mi esposa y con mi familia que nos admira y nos quiere tanto es lograr lo que tenemos con la granadilla.
Se han dado las cosas, se han dado los frutos y sin él saber nada.
Eso es lo que más me hace feliz. Mirar los cultivos y decir, esto lo sembré yo. Esto es mío y de mi esposa. Porque mi esposa también le mete aquí de berraquera. Y ella y a todo el mundo le dice, es que mi esposo es el que hace eso. No, le digo, no, lo hacemos los dos.
My mom was saying like every time I open the door and I see this mountain there and this nature, I can only be grateful for seeing this and being in this paradise in nature.
Yo todas las mañanas me levanto y miro todas estas montañas que tengo a mi alrededor, ver el cielo, ver salir el sol, el hermoso que se ve en las montañas. Yo doy gracias a la naturaleza, yo creo en Dios, le doy gracias a Dios porque podemos estar aquí disfrutando este lugar y me siento feliz.
Y disfruto estar acá. Porque todo lo que ustedes ven, yo sin ser del campo, pues ahora me digo, yo soy un campesino, pero yo sin ser del campo, yo siempre estuve en la ciudad. Y verme ahora aquí con esto y ver la finca como, o sea, lo que cambió la finca en los 2 años y medio que llevamos acá. Construimos una casa, arreglamos el terreno, ahora tú ves el terreno todo sembrado, tenemos maíz, tenemos lulo, tenemos papa, tenemos mora, tenemos tomate de árbol, tenemos breva, tenemos esta belleza de cultivo que es la granadilla. ¿Cómo no uno sentirse feliz de ver esto?
And we did an episode in the past when we were up in this farm before her parents moved here. You can check out that episode up here.
Yeah, I love this episode especially because it's my family, and I hope you also can enjoy this experience.
Mira. Pero yo sí sé. No, yo sí tengo acá.
And don't forget to subscribe if you like our channel.